945-186-6775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots, you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We're a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Yes, we're celebrating today. We celebrate everything every day. Today is National Everything You Think is Wrong Day. Must be married. National Kansas Day. Shoe the World Day. National Napping Day. Yeah, I like that one. National Napping Day. That's the day right after daylight savings time. Does anybody realize there's any logical idea to changing the times back and forth? I mean, I don't get it. I know the origin was to help with the farmers. But the farmers are using all kinds of machinery nowadays. They've probably got big LED lights if they need them. I don't know that the farmers are really in need of the daylight savings time like it was at one time. Also today, National Pears Helene Day. Pears Helene Day. Yeah, that celebrates a food holiday about the delicious, smooth French dessert combining warm poached pears, vanilla ice cream, and chocolate sauce. How can you go wrong with vanilla ice cream and chocolate sauce? That's my mouth's watering over here, but we digress. Let's see what else is going on in the world today. Markets, yeah, the Dow Jones has been jumping around this morning. Dow is down right now 59. S&P is down almost 8. NASDAQ up 12.40. Oil down 85 cents a barrel, but it's still skyrocketing. It's still a bit higher than we think it should be. Although, something it all has to do with policy. Now, don't say that on Facebook. Don't say that on social media, because they'll put a message on there saying that your disclaimer, saying that it's missing context, that presidents don't set oil prices. Well, of course they don't set oil prices. We all know that. But they do set energy policy, which drives oil prices. Right? So let's just understand that's why they were so low during the Trump administration. They were low during the Bush 43 administration. And right now we're hovering right around $4 a gallon, $3-4 a gallon under Biden administration, pretty much where it was during the Obama years. Is that a coincidence, Facebook? I just asked that question. But let's see what gasoline prices are doing right now. $2.55. Not in Calizuela. That would be in Mississippi. $3.55.2. Not in Calizuela. That would be Hawaii. On average, Californians, we're paying $3.84.5 a gallon. Ow! The national average, about $1 less, $2.86. Well, you know what it is, right? I mean, it's nothing that out of the ordinary.
Nothing like a little air superiority.
In California, we'd like to lead the country. Crime, taxes, gas prices. I digress. Let's see what's going on in the bond market. The 10-year Treasury, 1.608 is the yield right now, down a little bit, 1.608. Moving right along, let's see what else is going on in the world today. What's happening? Yeah, we got the crisis along the border. We know about that one. It fascinates me how, you can say all you want about a new administration, but a new administration, if you have even a half a brain, in certain instances, you just stay status quo, right? President Trump solved the border crisis. All President Biden has to do is shut up, but he can't do that, right? Same issues.
Nothing like a little air superiority.
Solved problem, gone bad. Middle East, a lot of the problems there were solved. All President Biden had to do was follow through.
Nothing like a little air superiority.
Couldn't do that either. So now we've got some bombings out there, including our troops. They say now that North Korea is not answering President Biden's, well, whoever's calling on behalf of President Biden, because he's usually taking a nap. He thinks that every day is National Napping Day, but that's a different story, right? Finally got the president to make a comment about the scandals in New York with Governor Cuomo, but the president's history on alleged inappropriate touching, well, maybe he's not the right person to make any comments. So that which was good for President Biden to say about Governor Cuomo, not so good, not the same commentary that they were all making about Justice Kavanaugh, right? That was a whole different story. Guilty until proven innocent when you're a Republican or a conservative. Innocent until proven guilty if you are a liberal, right? Because that's what President Biden said, right? I mean, you got to wait for the investigation on Governor Cuomo. I wonder where he was in those comments earlier. But Vice President Harris, she's refusing to call for Cuomo to resign. Do you remember her commentary and her attacks on Brett Kavanaugh? Yeah, I don't know where she is nowadays. Why? I guess it's not the same, right? If you're a conservative, you get treated differently. And that's just a fascinating part of the whole story, but we'll continue to watch that one for you. Let's see what else is going on in the world. We know that there's a lot of problems along the border. But the thing that's not being talked about, one report I saw, I don't know whether it's true or not, one report I saw, 10 times more cases of COVID coming across the border than baseline. Now, if you and I want to get on an airplane, we have to get COVID tested. If you and I want to come back into the country, we have to get COVID tested. Illegals, yeah, you come in anyway. You don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. Does it make sense to anybody? And the cartels, they understand how this works. They understand it all too well. The lame media won't tell you this, but what the cartels are doing is they flood one area. Watch what I'm doing with my left hand, and we're going to come in with my right hand, and that's where we're bringing in the gang members, and we're bringing in the drugs, and we're bringing in all the other things that were stopped under the Trump administration. But you know something? President Biden couldn't just leave good enough alone, could he? And then you watch and see what's going on when you listen to the blatant misrepresentations, and some people might even say lies. But here's the issue, and I saw this yesterday. I don't know if you caught this one. The Government Accounting Office. Yeah, that's a government agency. It's supposed to be nonpartisan. That's the idea of it. But they're coming up and they're saying they've got a whole report on Operation Warp Speed. Now, again, the lame media will not share this with you, but they come out and they talk about how strong the administration, the Trump administration, had this warp speed going and all the things that were in place already because of the Operation Warp Speed. Now, when you listen to President Biden, Kamala Harris, and others talk about this, when they say there was nothing done, well, according to the government accounting office. Nothing done equates to everything that the administration is taking credit for right now was done under the Trump administration. Every one of the items, right? So President Trump ordered 100 million doses of vaccine from 7 different companies. 7. Yeah, you're not hearing that because when he placed the orders in July of last year, or the commitments in July of last year, they didn't know which ones were going to work, but they wanted to make sure that they were ready. When they found the first couple of them that did work, coincidentally announced the week after the election, the orders were increased with those companies. So there was enough vaccine on order to vaccinate 500 million doses. 500 million doses. Now think about that. Johnson & Johnson, you need 1 dose. Moderna and Pfizer need 2 doses. And there's 330 million Americans. And they're saying that under 16, we don't even know if they're good for them yet, and they really don't need them. Just reporting that to you. So there is enough for every man, woman, and child in America to have a dosage ordered by the Trump administration before the Biden administration even took office. Now, President Biden comes out there and says there was nothing there. How did he get his? Right? He was vaccinated before he took office. But there was nothing there. How did that happen? How could that possibly have been? You don't want to hear about that from the administration, do you?
Nothing like a little air superiority.
So when you look at the news, watch and see, and you can't blame, the rhetoric and the lies, you can blame that on Biden. But no, you can't get a cruise ship. Well, the cruise ships are parked, but you can't turn them on a dime. You can't turn an aircraft carrier on a dime. Right. So in the first, about almost 2 months into the Biden administration, right, they couldn't make all this stuff happen that quickly. And the same thing was under the Trump administration. They couldn't make a lot of the things happen in the first couple of months. But sometimes it's good just to let good enough alone. Now we get this give out bill, $50 billion out of the massive waste of money going to New York. Aren't you happy, California, that you get to be taxed more so that New York and Illinois and New Jersey can get all this money? Chicago's talking about giving away money to everybody. It's your money. And I love it. I shared a picture earlier of somebody saying, I got my stimulus check from President Biden, and somebody else saying, yeah, it came out of your wallet. And that's the fact, right? The money is yours, so they're going to tax you more. Oh, yeah, we got a tax increase on the way. We don't want to learn from that either, where the economy was booming following a tax incentive, tax decrease. But take money from you and give it back to you, and you're excited about this?
It is what it is.
It's just amazing how people do go about these things, and they love to just see, they love to be fooled. I don't get it, but that's the way it works. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, you can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Real Estate Radio is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Ron Siegel. The purpose of this show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how-to, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Southern California, Ron Siegel can help. Call Ron directly at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Take advantage of speaking with Ron anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Have Having someone who can answer all of your questions that truly cares about you and your family's best interest is priceless. Call Ron Siegel today and you'll be glad you did. 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or you can visit realestateradio.com for more info.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Trimming of your retirement does not include losing your house. However, due to today's lower stock market, higher medical bills, and taxes, many retirees face this very problem. This is why it is necessary that you, as a baby boomer considering retirement within the next 10 years, understand reverse mortgages and what one could do for you or your parents. A reverse mortgage could make it possible for you or your parents to travel, buy a second home, or start a new business. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990, or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got all the products you could possibly want, and you've got the telephone to find out about them. Down payment assistance, if you're thinking about buying that new home, first home. A lot of down payment assistance programs. You could probably, depending upon a lot of factors, our friends at Geneva have all the information, get a new home for less than it'll cost you to start a new lease. Yeah, less than the cost of a new lease startup. But if you don't check it out, you'll never know the answer to that. You'll never know if it'll work. The markets right now, Dow Jones now down 33. The NASDAQ is up 23. The S&P 500 down 7. The 10-year Treasury down on the yield 3 basis points to 1.60. The mortgage-backed security, the bond is up 9 basis points. Up 9 basis points on that. The bond, whenever the bond goes up, that means rates go the opposite direction. So regardless of what the bond does, when the price of the bond goes up, rates down, price of the bond down, rates up. It is a mathematical function. Bank of England today, this is why all this is happening. The Bank of England today announced it will maintain its current pace of quantitative easing or bond purchases, which is in contrast to the ECB last week, who said they would purchase more aggressively if rates move higher. The Fed, unfortunately, will likely follow the Bank of England and keep policy the way it is. There are some expectations for the Fed to announce on Wednesday that they'll implement Operation Twist or purchase more. We can hope, but if the Fed keeps things as is, the bond market may react negatively. So we're going to be watching that very closely. And speaking of the Fed, one of the things they base all of their decisions on is inflation. John Malden took a deep dive look at the inflation reports. And we've got a breakdown of those numbers as they are generated. We share those regularly. We'll share that a little bit with you. Within the CPI and PCE inflation reports, housing is the single largest component. Within that, there is a rent index and owner's equivalent rent. And that's fascinating information because how do they get this data? How is that information derived? Well, the owner equivalent rent tries to measure what someone would rent their home for. How would they know what they're going to rent their home for if they're not doing it? The survey is conducted via phone call to homeowners, and it's very subjective. Most do not know the market and what it would rent for. Rather, they look at their current payment, which may be the same from years ago, before the appreciation we saw, and base it off of that. For this reason, some argue inflation currently at 1.3% in the CPI is understated. If, on the other hand, that OER report is in fact, OER is only up 2% year over year, while appreciation is up 10%. If you plugged in appreciation to the inflation readings instead of OER, inflation would not be at 1.3, it would be at 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. But there is more to the story. Homeowners are not really feeling the inflation if they currently own the home. Their payment is staying the same unless taxes went up or they have a variable rate. It's only really affecting those that are now buying homes, which is a small percentage of the population. Some could argue that inflation is overstated because of this. So you can look at it both ways. In any regard, inflation is somewhat of a guessing game, but one has big consequences. The Fed makes all their decisions on these figures. One thing we can be sure of, inflation will rise on a year-over-year basis in the coming months, as it's compared to early 2020 when the economy was shut down and we had negative readings on inflation, which the bond market will not like. It's a relatively quiet economic news week highlighted by retail sales, the National Association of Home Builders Housing Market Index, and housing starts. Additionally, we're going to have a 20-year auction tomorrow, which can have a big impact on the bond market. The biggest and most important event of the aforementioned two-day Fed meeting, with their statement being released on Wednesday. Frequently, we're seeing that when they have that two-day meeting, for some reason, the commentary by the Fed chairman after those meetings is usually negative for the bond market, so rates go up at that time. So we'll be watching that very, very closely for you. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. Again, when you're ready for that home loan. Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So you also have that the texting information. You can text and get information from our friends at Geneva as well. So just there's a lot of data out there. I'm going to share this with you on a regular basis. There's just so many places that we look and find information and lending processes. And so many people they think they know, right? They heard from their friend what interest rates are doing. They heard from their friend what their programs are. Had this conversation over the weekend with a private client, dead set against an FHA loan. So I asked them why. Well, they said, I heard it. My neighbor said that it's not the best loan out there. I said, well, what's a better loan? And I said, what does your neighbor think is the better loan? What is the better opportunity that your neighbor thinks? And most people don't have an answer to that because that's not what they do. They don't have the real information on it. So one of the things I just want you to constantly be thinking about, where are you getting your data? Is it coming from somebody that's got a vested interest in what they tell you? Is it coming from somebody that knows the market? They've been doing it right there. There's some big issues right there. And I want you just to think about that on a regular basis. Whenever you're doing, I share with you all the time. You've got to sit to laugh, folks. You may not have access to. I think we are extremely lucky here, but we share that information. That's our focus, is sharing that information with you. We want you to understand what these things are. When you have questions, call me, 800-306-1990, text me, whatever, right? So you can do that, and we can find the right people with the right answers. I've had guests come on the radio program, and we talk about Social Security, right? Is there a right time to take your Social Security? And anybody that says, well, take it when you're 62. Okay, that could be right. There's some people that say take it when you're 70. That could be right also. You just never know what the right answer is for anybody. Hey, good morning, Zayvon. So you never know what the right answer is. It's always different. It's based on the individual. So you can't say that what's right for your neighbor is the right answer for you. What the right investment vehicle is for one person may not be the right investment vehicle for another person. Every individual is unique. That's why we like to bring all sorts of folks on Ron Siegel Radio. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we got some great items still on the docket for you today. How to make a winning offer on a home. How credit scores rule and ruin our lives. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. No longer on Twitter at Ron Siegel. But if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Hi, we're here with Ron Siegel, the host of Real Estate Radio. Ron, welcome to the studio. Give us insight as to what your show is all about.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking me that question. The reason we developed Real Estate Radio is right now there's an abundance of misinformation out there. So Real Estate Radio is a show designed to give Southern California a focal point for their real estate knowledge, as well as a place to go just in case they might need anything real estate related.
So how are you helping people?
That's actually pretty simple. People need advice. So it really doesn't matter who you are. If you have any real estate questions, we're here to help. Whether you're buying a home, selling, you're experiencing a loan modification, short sale, foreclosure, there are a lot of things going on in this marketplace.
How can people get a hold of you?
Real easy. All you have to do is call. The number is 1-800-306-1990. Press option 1.
Interesting times in the market right now. Where do you think the markets are going from here?
That's a great question. All I can say is this. The housing market came down one house at a time, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build it one house, one family at a time. So the best thing that anyone can do is access the free advice that we really want to give you. And to do that, you simply need to call me. The number is 1-800-306-1990, option 1. I'd really love to help.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Okay, let's think about this one today. The NC2A basketball tournament. Ron Siegel Radio, we love doing things for a cause. So Ron Siegel Radio, brackets for a cause. We're going to take and have a full bracket challenge or competition. And we're going to have a cause on there. Our cause is the 1199 Foundation. If you're familiar with the 1199 Foundation, great foundation. It is a service for fallen CHP officers. Easy for me to say. Fallen CHP officers. Right? So here's what the cause is it's basically we're going to have a 10% of whatever is done through the pool. So you Venmo the money at Ron Siegel. 10% right off the top is going to go to the 1199 Foundation. Top 3 brackets are going to win the remainder. And oh yeah, by the way, your friends at Ron Siegel Radio, Geneva Financial, and Realty Pro 100, we're going to do a raffle at the end for everybody that gets their funds in by the 19th of March. We'll do a raffle. We'll probably do that the next week. We're going to do a raffle for an Apple Watch. Yeah, raffle for an Apple. So it has nothing to do with who wins the bracket. Right? It's not having anything to do with who wins the bracket, but the Apple Watch is going to go to some, as long as you get into the brackets, right? And I think they close at 9 o'clock our time, noon Eastern time on March 19th. That would be Friday. So when we're going to give away an Apple Watch. Apple Watch. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. Wow. It's all from your friends at Ron Siegel Radio, Geneva Financial, and Realty Pro 100. As you can see it on the screen, I think it's been showing on their screen right now. The NC2A bracket for a cause. You can go onto the bracket. It's rsrnpool.com. I think it's the Ron Siegel Radio Network. You know, we're not too fancy here. We're simple people. rsrnpool.com or text rsrnpool to 79564. RSRN pool to 79564. And you'll get into the bracket for a cause with your friends here at Ron Siegel Radio and Realty Pro 100 and Geneva Financial. So let's go and check it out. Check that out. Get involved with it. The Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. SLT Home Digest 79564. Let's check this one out. How to make a winning offer on a home. Today, home buyers are faced with a strong seller's market, which means there are a lot of active buyers competing for a relatively low number of available homes. As a result, it's essential to understand how to make a confident and competitive offer on your dream home. 5 tips for success in this critical stage of the home buying process. Number 1, listen to your real estate advisor. An article from Freddie Mac gives direction on making an offer on a home. From the start, it emphasizes how trusted professionals can help you stay focused on the most important things, especially at times when this process can get emotional for buyers. Quote, remember to let your home buying team guide you on your journey, not your emotions. Their support and expertise will keep you from compromising on your must-haves and future financial stability, unquote. A real estate professional should be the expert guide you lean on for advice when you're ready to make an offer. Number 2, understand your finances. Having a complete understanding of your budget and how much house you can afford is essential. The best way to know this is to get pre-approved for a loan early in the home buying process. Only 44% of today's prospective home buyers are planning to apply for pre-approval, so be sure to take this step so you stand out from the crowd. Doing so, make it clear to sellers you're a serious and qualified buyer, and it can give you a competitive edge in a bidding war. Number 3, be prepared to move quickly. According to the latest Realtors Confidence Index from the National Association of Realtors, NAR, the average property sold today receives 3.7 offers and is on the market for just 21 days. These are both results of today's competitive market, showing how important it is to stay agile and alert in your search. As soon as you find the right home for your needs, be prepared to submit an offer as quickly as possible. Number 4, make a fair offer. It's only natural to want the best deal you can get on a home. However, Freddie Mac also warns of easy for me to say, submitting an offer that's too low can lead sellers to doubt how serious a buyer you are. Yeah, don't make an offer that will be tossed out as soon as it's received. The expertise your agent brings to this part of the process will help you stay competitive. Your agent will work with you to make an informed offer based on the market value of the home, the condition of the home, and recent home sale prices in the area. Stay flexible in negotiations. Number 5. After submitting an offer, the seller may accept it, reject it, or counter it with their own changes. In a competitive market, it's important to stay nimble throughout the negotiation process. You can strengthen your position with an offer that includes flexible move-in dates, a higher price, or minimal contingencies. Those are conditions you set that the seller must meet for the purchase to be finalized. Freddie Mac explains that there are, however, certain contingencies you do not want to forego. And here's their quote. Resist the temptation to waive the inspection contingency, especially in a hot market or if the home is being sold, quote, as is, which means the seller won't pay for repairs. Without an inspection contingency, you could be stuck with a contract on a house you cannot afford to fix, unquote. Bottom line, today's competitive market makes it more important than ever to make a strong offer on a home. And hey, just get the app, right? myfavouritelender.net. That's a mobile app you can put right on your mobile device, laptop or computer, or home, any of the devices, right? myfavouritelender.net. And there's a great home loan calculator right on there, mortgage calculator right on there. So you can play with it and see if the price is this much, if my down payment is that much, what can I expect my mortgage to be, my cost to be? Because that's really what's important. When you look at the price of a property, are you writing a check for the whole thing? Most people are not. So if you're not writing a check for the entire amount, then what's really important is, can you afford it within your budget to pay the amount that it's going to cost you? And on that app, myfavouritelender.net, on the app, every 3 days, I think, interest rates are updated right on there. Maybe it's every other day. I'm not sure exactly when they do it, but it's all updated right there for current rates, baseline rates. Now, we know your rate is going to change. Your interest rate, your FICO score, your down payment amount, your debt to income ratio, all of these things, your payment histories, all of that's going to go into your specific scenario. But it's going to give you a decent idea of what the rates are, the pricing is on the home loan. Now, if you're a veteran, remember, no down payment. If you're a first-time home buyer, teacher, or looking at certain areas, there's down payment assistance programs that can help you. Maybe on that $500,000 house, you only have to come up with, I don't know, $2,500. Maybe. Not everybody. There's no guarantees. You got to get approved on the credit. And there's other issues there. You might need an agent that knows how to deal with some of these specific programs. But hey, if you get underwritten ahead of time, underwritten, not just pre-approved, not just pre-qualified, but totally underwritten ahead of time, that's almost the same as cash offer. So it shouldn't matter to the seller what you're doing, because they're going to get their money wired to them, whatever their proceeds are, right after escrow closes. So they don't have to worry about anything. You're a qualified or underwritten borrower. You're approved. Yeah, there's a contingency on the appraisal and making sure there's clear title. But for the most part, you're good to go. You can close that really quick. So if you want more information on that, give me a call at 800-306-1990. I'll put you in touch with the right people right there at Geneva Financial. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, still got a lot to cover with you. Today, we're going to talk, we've got that featured home, brought to you by myfavoritelender.net, and how applying for multiple credit cards affects your FICO score. We've got a lot to chat about. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter at Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation mortgage adoption plan. You be the judge if it's right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to map@ronsiegelradio.com or call today Ron Siegel 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporation and MLS 217037 and BCAL-BRE number 018694552.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Do you believe Southern California real estate is a great investment? Are you a little short to be a cash investor? Are you missing the Social Security card or tax returns? The Siegel Lending Team has the loans for you. Common Sense Lending is back. Yes, there's a cost to higher risk, but the reward can be great. Call today for details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations and MLS 217037 and DRE number 1869452.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. The featured home segment today being brought to you by my favorite lender.net. Who's got the featured home today? I think it was a dream home. Let's see if we can find that dream home. Let's see if we can find where it is. Who's got it? Let's check it out. There it is, 6930 East Avenida de Santiago. Fabi Sperling has this property. Own one of the Hidden Canyon Estates premier homes situated on a panoramic under 1 acre lot overlooking the spectacular view of the mountains. 5,900 square foot custom home. Features 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a gourmet kitchen with top of the line appliances and a custom made cabinetry throughout the home. Dramatic staircase, lofty ceilings welcome you to this 2-story custom home. Large master with double walk-in closets, master bathroom with heated flooring, steam shower and sauna, huge kitchen with a big breakfast area, formal dining room, grand formal living room, and a Hemingway-style bar. I don't know what that is. I'd love to know what it is, though. $2,199,888 is the price of that property from Fabi Sperling. Let's see, purchase price 10% down, the payment's $91.69 a month. 20% down, $81.50 a month. 25% down, strategically $71.80 a month. Yes, for those keeping score, that would be a 3.963 APR, 3.85 APR, 3.45 APR, NMLS 217037. All that's right there on the screen for you if you are watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, if you're watching us on any of our social channels or the KMET AM 1490 ABC News and Talk video feed. All the data is right there. Again, all you have to do is make that call. Give me a call if you want to meet Fabi or any of the agents or the great real estate professionals that are associated with Ron Siegel Radio. That is, again, the featured home brought to you by my favorite lender.net. So, how applying for multiple credit cards affects your FICO score. When used properly, credit cards can provide a lot of value in the form of rewards and perks. Using more than one can make it easier to maximize the value you get from each card. But applying for multiple cards, especially in a short period and using them regularly, can impact your FICO scores. Why you might want multiple credit cards? We've talked about some of these in the past. It might not seem necessary to have more than one credit card, and for many people it's not, but there are some reasons to consider having several cards in your wallet. For many people, it comes down to credit card rewards. If you're paying your bill on time and in full every month, you can get a lot of value out of credit card sign-up bonuses and ongoing rewards. Each credit card will usually have its own set of reward rates. If you spend a lot on groceries, some cards offer more cash back points or miles in that spending category. But if you also spend a lot at restaurants, you may want another card that rewards you more for dining purchases. Same goes for credit card perks. Travel cards, for instance, offer a wide variety of benefits. With hotel cards, you can often get a free night stay every year when you pay your annual fee. Plus complimentary elite status with the hotel brand. If you add in an airline credit card, you may also get free checked bags and priority boarding. Finally, some credit cards offer other features that you may want to take advantage of. For example, if you need to finance a large purchase and pay it off over time or pay down a high interest balance, many cards offer introductory 0% APR promotions that can save you money. So how multiple credit cards can affect your FICO scores? Whatever your reason for getting more than one credit card, it's important to consider how applying for and using multiple cards may affect your FICO scores. So let's walk through each of the 5 factors that influence your scores calculation. Payment history. Just applying for credit cards won't impact your payment history, but if you're using several cards regularly, it's easy to get overwhelmed and forget to make a payment. Even one payment that's late 30 days or more can have a significant impact on your FICO scores. The best way to avoid missing your due date is to set up automatic payments from your bank account. Just be sure to have enough cash in your account at all times so you don't get slapped with an overdraft fee or returned payment penalty. Also, keep in mind that making on-time payments on all your cards can have a positive impact on your credit score. Amounts owed. The total amount you owe factors into your FICO scores. Your credit utilization is one of the elements that determine this factor. The credit utilization ratio is the percentage of available credit you're using on your credit cards at a given time. For example, if you have just one card with a $5,000 balance and a $15,000 limit, your credit utilization ratio is roughly 33%. And a second card with a $4,000 balance and a $5,000 limit, your ratio is 45%. The lower your ratio, the better it is for your FICO scores. When you add new cards to your wallet, your available credit increases, which could drive down your utilization rate. However, if you rack up a lot of debt because of the increased accessibility to credit, it could end up doing more harm than good. It's important to note that even if you pay off your balances in full each month, the balances that go into your credit utilization calculation are the balances that appear on your credit report. Typically, the statement balance is the amount that appears on your credit report. The length of history, the longer you've been managing credit, the more information lenders will have to determine your credit worthiness. Part of this factor incorporates your oldest credit amount, which means it's generally good to hold on to old credit cards and to use them periodically, say once a year, to keep them active. Hey, just put your utility bill on there to always pay it on time. But another aspect of your length of credit history is your average age of accounts. Let's say you have 2 credit cards, one you've had for 10 years, another you've had for 3 years. Between the two of them, your average of accounts is 6.5 years. If you open 2 new credit cards in quick succession, though, that average drops to 3.25 years. The higher your average age of account is, the better, because it shows that you keep and manage credit accounts well over a long period. If your average is low, it could indicate more risk. So new credit, each time you apply for credit, the lender typically runs a hard inquiry at one or more of the credit bureaus. In general, an inquiry can reduce your FICO score by several points. But FICO has found that opening multiple credit accounts in a short period of time represents a higher level of risk to potential lenders. So if you apply for multiple credit cards in a short period, it could have a negative compounding effect on your score and also your ability to obtain credit in the near future. One thing to keep in mind is that while hard inquiries remain on your credit report for 2 years, only those in the past year affect your FICO scores. The credit mix. Your mix of credit refers to the type of credit accounts you hold. Lenders like to see that you can manage different types of credit well. For example, having credit cards, an auto loan, a mortgage loan, and student loans can be more appealing to lenders than if you only have credit cards. Of course, you don't need to go out and apply for different types of credit just for the sake of having a diverse mix of accounts. Rather, as you naturally borrow money for different purchases, your credit mix may improve. So how do you manage multiple credit cards responsibly? Once you have a strategy in place, it can be achievable to manage several credit cards, even if you're not using them all at the same time. Here are some tips to help you get on the right track. Set up automatic payments on each account and make note of the due dates, or make note of the statement closing dates. We've talked about that many, many times on Ron Siegel Radio. You want to make sure that you're getting those payments made at the right time, right? Get them in there right before the statement closing date. That is going to help you. Consider asking the credit card companies to change your due dates so they fall on the same day each month. Pay your credit card bills in full to avoid interest charges, which can neutralize any value your cards offer. Use budgeting software that imports your transactions into one place so you can view each account side by side. Try to space out your credit card applications to avoid more significant negative impact on your FICO scores. And as you take these steps and stay mindful of your credit, you can use multiple credit cards to achieve the goals you have for them, whether it's travel, cashback, perks, and more. Just a few thoughts for you from your friends at Ron Siegel Radio, and as I've told you many, many times, here's the concept. Get a credit card for each utility or fixed payment. Set it on auto pay. Go into your bank, make an automatic payment set up so that it goes to the credit card institution a couple days after that bill. That way, you've got an active credit card. It's always paid off. Your utilization is always low. It is good for you, and it will help your scores over time. Does it help them immediately? No. But over time is what we're looking at. How will it help you in the long run? That's what we're all looking for. And hey, remember the NC2A bracket for a cause. Go to rsrnpool.com or text RSRNpool to 79564. Get into the pool. It's $10 entry fee. You have a chance to win an Apple Watch. 10% of all proceeds go to the 1199 Foundation. And the balance is going to get split between or shared, not even, but shared between the top 3 people in the pool. Get it done today. And as always, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John and Sean for engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Go out and I can be saved. Tides that I tried to swim.